All right, we got two resistors, a 9 ohm and a 6 ohm connected in series with a power supply. So here's a picture. Power supply is the battery. We got 9 ohm, we got 6 ohm. So here's the picture like this. Pictures are super helpful. Okay, now the delta V of this battery is a question mark. We don't know the voltage of the battery, and that's what we're trying to find. So they tell us in the problem that the voltage drop across the 6, so focusing in on this 6, the delta V across that guy is 12. And with that information, they want us to find the delta V of the battery. So how do we do this? Well, let's start by doing a simplified picture. Let's do a simplified picture here, because we're going to need one. A 6 and a 9 in series it's going to simplify to a 15, right? And then the current in here is the same as the current over here, right? So the currents are all the same, right? The current out of the battery, it's the same on the left as it is on the right, and there's no branching. Now, can we find the current? We sure can, because look, we got the voltage across the 6, which means we know, so I'm going to put a dot right here and a dot right there. So like this is the 0 side, right? Whatever, we don't know what the positive side is yet, but look, that's 0. So right here is going to be 0, right here is going to be 0, and they told us that the voltage across the 6 is 12, which means that this must be 12. So 12 over to 0, the delta V is 12. So anyway, I think I'm being too wordy on this. So we're going to find the current using the 6 ohm resistor. Delta V over R. Do we have the voltage across the 6? Yes. It's 12 volts. The resistance is 6. So that's 2 amps. So we just found the current through the 6 ohm resistor. But guess what else we found? We just found that the current in the 6 ohm resistor is 2 amps. But is that all we found? We found the current over here as well. And we found the current over here as well. Right? We found the current everywhere. Does that make sense? Okay, now, how do we find the voltage of the battery? Look at this picture. Check it out, dudes. Can we find the delta V across this 15 ohm?
Yes.
Yeah, go I times R. It's going to be 30 volts. So go to the battery here. Here's the battery. The plus side, the minus side. Set the minus side to 0. So we got 0, we got 0. If this is 30, then this must be what over here? 30, right? For a delta V of 30. 30 to 0 is 30. So what must this be right here? 30. So what must the battery be?
30.
30. This battery, the delta V for the battery is 30 volts. It must be a 30 volt battery. That is appropriate level for the test. Number 3, I think, would be a little too hard, a little too wordy. This one is like spot on, brings a little tear to my eye because it's so perfect.
So if we study this, should we be okay?
So what you're asking is, will I have this exact problem word for word?
No. But like,
No.
a variation.
Something similar difficulty. Yo. Oh, I got the 30 because it started here. I found the current over here. I found the current there, but that tells me the current here because current in series is the same. So then that means that we found the current over here because this picture and this picture, it's the same thing. It's just the one on the right is more simplified than the one on the left. So we got the current flowing through this 15 ohm. So we got the resistance. The resistance is 15. We got the current. Delta V equals IR. The I is 2, the R is 15, so it's 30. All right, now let's do part B. Part B, and then we're done. Okay, part B. So now same 2 resistors in parallel. So the circuit branches. This one's a little quicker. So we got the battery here. No, we don't. 9 ohm. 6 ohm, and they give us the current through the 9 ohm. The current going up here is equal to 0.25 amps. Okay? From this info, they want us to figure out the voltage of the battery. Pretty easy, right? Pretty easy. Look, do we have enough information to find the voltage across this 9? Yeah. Delta V equals IR. You multiply the I, which is 0.25, times the R, which is 9. 0.25 times 9 comes out as 2.25 volts. Now look, here's the battery down here. 0 volts, and then, question mark right here. So this is the 0 side, like right here. 0 volts. 0 volts. 0 volts. Okay, this resistor, the 9 ohm resistor, the delta V is 2.25. So what must this side over here be? It's got to be 2.25, right? Because when you cross this resistor, the change has to be 2.25, right? So let's keep going around. So what must this point be? 2.25. What must this point be? 2.25. So what must this be right here? 2.25. So what must the battery be? 2.25 volts. No, we were given the I. The I was given. The 0.25 amps. That was a given. Yo.
Swallow, for the textbook solution, the answer is 2.3 volts. Is it because it rounded up?
They rounded it. 2.25, you could round that to 2.3.
How come they rounded it?
What?
How come the textbook solution?
Because 5 rounds up. They were rounding to 10th place. 5 rounds up. Mm-hmm.